There is plenty of summer fun to be had here on the waterways in the four-state area, but if you use those waterways to cross state lines, things could get complicated. Details are coming up.
Plus, we'll break down a sales tax increase ballot question heading before Jasper County voters next month. And an area art gallery celebrates 5 years showcasing the work of local artists.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
Folks in the four-state area love having fun on our many rivers and waterways, but laws on the water can change from state to state, and that can become an issue for kayakers who cross state lines. This is KOAM News at 10. KOAM's Mike Mahoney spoke to the Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks to learn more.
Many consider the four-state area to be synonymous with summer fun, and that can be seen in the large number of locals and visitors who love to get out on the water. But in an area where crossing state lines can happen so frequently, the Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks wants kayakers to be cognizant about the rules of the river, which can vary by state.
In Kansas, our laws are different than in Missouri or Oklahoma, and in Kansas, our rivers and streams, except for the Arkansas, the Arkansas, the Missouri and the Kansas rivers, which are navigable rivers, everything else is basically privately owned, and you need permission to be able to be on that water.
The Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks says they deal with this issue every summer and would like to help folks who just want to have fun on the water avoid getting in trouble.
If you're on property without permission, you're trespassing. So, yes, that can get a person in trouble even if they're unknowing about the laws.
But the Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks doesn't want people thinking the Sunflower State is unwelcoming to kayakers, which is why they've made special arrangements in Fort Scott.
We have leased, under the walk-in fishing program, part of the Marmonton River, which is from an area at Rock Creek upstream of Fort Scott all the way down to Gun Park. If people are interested in kayaking and paddling, a real river in Kansas, and close, the Marmonton River is a great opportunity.
In Fort Scott, Kansas, Mike Mahoney, KOAM News.
If you're interested in learning about local kayaking or river safety in general, the Joplin Kayak and Canoe Facebook page is a great place to start. We've got a link to them in this article at KOAMnewsnow.com. It's going to be great weather for getting out on the area waterways. Doug Heddy joining us.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be on the hot side as we go through the next several days. Today we heated up all the way up to 91. Average high is 91, so right where we should be for this time of the year. We started at 72 during the morning hours and nothing going on outside for us now. We have pretty much clear skies, and that's what we're going to see as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. The main story here is just the heat, the humidity over the next few days. As of right now, we're sitting upper 70s to near 80 degrees. We're going to drop back 72, 73 a little bit later on tonight. 80 by 10, near 90 by noon, up to an even hotter 94 degrees tomorrow afternoon. Heat indices are going to be way up there above 100 degrees. Of course, we're going to look at the weekend and see how long this is going to last here in a bit.
All right, Doug, thank you. Well, Jasper County Emergency Services is asking for a sales tax increase to fund much-needed county-wide upgrades. Now, the existing sales tax hasn't been updated since it was approved 27 years ago in 1994. The existing tax, as approved, is 1/10 of 1%. It was developed to bring 911 services to the county. Well, now they're asking for an increase to 1/4%. Officials say the increase is necessary to fund equipment upgrades and improve 911 response. Joplin residents will also be voting on a sales tax question in a couple of weeks. Voters will decide whether or not to renew a 1/4-cent sales tax for parks projects and stormwater improvements. Now, residents originally passed the initiative in 2001 and renewed it in 2011. It's now set to expire at the end of March of next year.
There's money now with this renewal for stormwater to maintain a lot of the ditches and runoff areas that make our stormwater system work efficiently, and that money is also set aside in the stormwater portion.
Now, that election will take place on August the 3rd. Well, a new motocross track is coming to Southwest Missouri. Bo Johnson's grandkids took some time today to enjoy riding their mini bikes. They're part of why he's building the four-state moto complex. It'll be located between Joplin and Neosho, just south of Iris Road. For an outdoors family, giving area riders somewhere to go is ideal.
I have 5 of the greatest grandkids in the world, and all of them happen to be boys. So anything that we could do as a business to get the community children involved, I'm excited about that. It makes me feel good.
Bo hopes to have the full facility done with a grand opening by late spring of next year. Eventually, he wants to have races out there as well as a place for anyone to ride. Bo does point out that there will be no nighttime riding, and he'll have seasonal hours. For now, it's just for his grandchildren to test out. Four State Moto Complex has a Facebook page. You can check it out for updates. A unique art gallery is celebrating its 5th anniversary in a unique way. People have a chance to visit Art Forms Gallery in Pittsburgh to check out wood-themed projects by local artists. The open house continues tomorrow from 2 to 4 and Sunday from 2 to 4.
We're very proud to have been here for 5 years, just a small co-op gallery, and as she said, providing art accessibility to the people here. And then people come in and shop for gifts. They know that if they need a special gift, then we are the go-to place in Pittsburgh.
Art Forms Gallery is at 620 North Broadway in Pittsburgh. Well, coming up, the White House says it's exercising maximum flexibility by purchasing millions of doses of the Pfizer vaccine, plus what a new study shows about the mental health of ICU nurses and doctors in the pandemic. A county man sentenced to 7 life terms for child sexual abuse has been resentenced to 2 concurrent 12-year sentences. Marcus Yoder pled guilty Wednesday to 2 counts of statutory rape. Now, Yoder was given 7 life sentences in 2016 after he pleaded guilty to several counts of statutory rape and statutory sodomy. The guilty plea was set aside in 2020 after a judge ruled Yoder did not fully understand the consequences of his plea. 2 people are killed following a crash in Mayes County early this morning. According to the Oklahoma Highway Patrol, around 5:30 this morning, a car driven by 55-year-old Deborah Stover of Chelsea was eastbound on State Highway 28 when it crossed the center line and struck a car driven by a 54-year-old man of Langley. Both were pronounced dead on the scene. The Crawford County Health Department reports 2 new coronavirus deaths in the past week, bringing the county's total deaths to 91 since the pandemic started. The county currently has 274 cases of COVID-19, with another 1,300 people in quarantine as close contacts. And the health department says 21,000 people in the county have gotten at least 1 dose of COVID-19 vaccine. As there is still a lot of confusion about the coronavirus and the vaccine, we want to give you, our viewers, a chance to ask your questions and have them answered by medical experts. One of our viewers wanted to know, what is chloroquine and is it effective at treating COVID-19? Dr. Robert McNabb, the director of COVID services at Freeman, says it is an old malaria treatment, but shouldn't be taken to treat COVID.
None of these other medications like chloroquine or ivermectin or hydroxychloroquine, they just have no efficacy in treating this disease.
You can send in your questions on our website at koamnewsnow.com/vaccine. As the COVID-19 summer surge prompts new concerns, vaccinations and masks remain the focus of nationwide controversy and debate. Skylar Henry reports from Washington.
Louisiana is grappling with one of the nation's highest growth rates in new COVID-19 cases.
And what's enabling the surge is the very low percentage of people who have been vaccinated.
Alabama's Republican Governor Kay Ivey took a more blunt approach on Thursday.
But it's time to start blaming the unvaccinated folks, not the regular folks. It's the unvaccinated folks that are letting us down.
Following those comments, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki was asked if the Biden administration should take a sharper tone on vaccinations.
I don't think our role is to place blame, but what we can do is provide accurate information to people who are not yet vaccinated about the risks they are incurring, not only on themselves, but also the people around them.
The administration announced the purchase of 200 million additional doses of the Pfizer vaccine for kids under 12 once they're eligible, and for possible booster shots. Mask requirements and recommendations are making a comeback as COVID surges across the U.S. St. Louis is the latest city to reinstate a mandate beginning Monday. As the weekend rolled in, tourists packed the Las Vegas Strip and masks were hard to come by. They're also not required inside hotels and casinos.
We're not considering a mask mandate for customers or guests right now. We're going to follow the data.
Nevada is now one of the country's top COVID hotspots, along with Louisiana, Florida, Arkansas, and Missouri. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
Using statistical models, a group of researchers working in consultation with the CDC projects the fourth COVID-19 wave could peak by October, including a sharp rise in deaths. Nearly 50% of doctors and nurses working in intensive care units around the world have shown signs of mental health conditions due to the pandemic, including depression, insomnia, and PTSD. That's according to London researchers who also found mental health conditions are significantly worse for staff who wear personal protective equipment for more than 6 hours a day. Firefighters today declared the end of their search for bodies at the site of a collapsed Florida condo building, concluding a month of painstaking work removing layers of dangerous debris that were once piled several stories high. The June 24th collapse in Surfside killed 97 people, with at least one more missing person yet to be identified. Thousands of major websites came back online this morning after a widespread outage. The glitch took down nearly 24,000 websites yesterday, including some big names like FedEx, Amazon, and Google. It was apparently triggered by a bug at KOAM, which hosts websites on its network platform. The company told CBS News it installed a fix and that it was not the result of a cyber attack. Later, kids in Joplin check out Cunningham Park at nighttime looking for animals and insects.
Plus, it looks like our temperatures get even hotter over the next few days. We're going to break that down for you coming up next. Well, it turned out to be a pretty good work week for us this week. Temperatures mainly into the 80s for highs. We did go into the 90s today for the first time in a couple weeks. We've been mainly just kind of warm so far this summer. Never drop your clicker, it may not work again. But looks pretty good out there for us right now. Nice shot of Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, of course. Indigo just outside of Seneca, Missouri. All right, looking at our temperatures over the past 36 hours. Upper 80s yesterday, we dropped back lower 70s last night. Then we went into lower 90s for highs today, which is definitely hot. Still warm, upper 70s to near 80 outside for us right now. I think most of you are going to drop back to about 72-ish or so later on tonight. In fact, we still got a heat index, even after 10 o'clock. Makes it feel like it's 82 to 85, 86 degrees, and that humidity is going to continue to come up. All right, we're looking at 7th and Rangeline. We're looking off toward the north and to the west. Looks pretty good. We have clear skies, 79, light southerly wind at about 5, relative humidity at 82%. Our temperature should drop to about the dew point later on tonight, so we'll drop back 72, 73 degrees. Nothing really going on here. We had some spotty little showers earlier. All we're seeing now is ground clutter picking up around the radar sites, but besides that, we're okay. A few showers across eastern parts of Missouri. You got the monsoon season going on out across the Rockies, which is very typical for this time of the year, and a couple of little upper level tiny little waves kind of spinning around, which help kind of produce these little afternoon showers that we have seen very isolated over the past couple days. All right, let's go through time. We're going to work through the overnight hours tonight. We'll start in the lower 70s. We heat up even hotter tomorrow than what we saw today. Most of us will go 94, maybe 95. Here's your forecast. 72 in the morning, 89 by noon, up to 94, south winds at about 5 to 10. You can see I added a couple little drops there because again tomorrow we're going to have 1 or 2 isolated little showers or little thunder showers. Not a big deal. Mid 70s tomorrow night. Let's go through the daytime hours on Sunday. We'll stop 4 p.m. Hot, humid again. Look around, you can see a few random little spotty showers trying to pop up again, but high temps back into the mid-90s. So very hot, very humid. Heat indices are going to be up there. Tomorrow about 100 to 105. Let's go through the daytime hours on Sunday. Also, they spike above 100 degrees by the time we head into Sunday afternoon. We don't really have any good rain chances, but we have at least some chances for rain for more widespread showers working in Sunday night into Monday. But if we just kind of stroll through a good chunk of early next week, look at our temps. I mean, we're still mid-90s, stay in the 90s all the way through Wednesday, Thursday. In fact, it just keeps going through next week. So if you are going to be outside, drink plenty of fluids. 94 tomorrow, 96 Sunday, up to 98 on Wednesday. What about next weekend? Still hot. 96 Saturday, 95 next Sunday.
Hot is really an understatement, it seems.
Yeah.
The way to describe this, but we mentioned it before. It's summer.
Yeah, it's July. This is what it's supposed to do.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. We just aren't used to it
Yeah.
because it's been so good to us
That's
so
true.
far. Doug, thank you so much. Well, a woman in Northeast Oklahoma is spreading positivity through signs set up through her community. Vanna Jane is an advocate for suicide prevention and PTSD awareness. She has been creating signs with positive messages written on them and putting them around Grove. Her work is part of a project she created called Stay.
You know, I don't know the personal stories behind it until I heard today, which are great. But for me personally, just spreading positivity is a great idea. It's great for our community. It's great for our employees. The feedback we've gotten has been outstanding.
Vanna says she eventually wants the Stay project to grow beyond just Northeast Oklahoma and to spread positivity across the country. Well, kids in Joplin got a look at the critters and creepy crawlies that come out at night. Several organizations in the area partnered up to host conservation in the parks under the summer lights.
I love those moments where kids learn something they did not know before. So, you know, you tell them a cool fact and they're just like, no way. That is my favorite thing, just seeing that knowledge come to light on their face.
The event was hosted at Joplin's Cunningham Park. Well, still ahead, the Outlaws take on the Renegades in the final series of the regular season, and the winner of Riverton and Cherokee advances to the Kansas Little League State Championship. Danny Terzer has it all next.
3 athletes with Montgomery County ties are competing in the Tokyo Olympics. Patrick Collin is on Team USA's 4x200 relay swim team. Collin attended independent schools. He's a 12-time Oklahoma State champion and holds 8 OHSAA state records. Andre DeGrassi is competing for Team Canada in the men's 100 and 200 meter dashes and the 4x100 relay. The former Coffeyville Red Raven is a 5-time NJCAA champion. And Anca Stonchescu is representing Romania in the 3-on-3 basketball competition. She played for the Independence Pirates and received second-team all-conference recognition in the 2000-2001 season. The Outlaws have 2 games remaining on their regular season schedule and are currently 17-20. They wrap things up with a quick road series against the Jefferson City Renegades. Tonight, the Renegades break a 2-2 tie with a 3-run home run in the 8th. That will end up winning them this game. Outlaws had 11 hits and just 2 runs. Cam Pfaffman and Ethan Ellis have RBI. The 10U Kansas Little League State Tournament continues. Tonight, it's an elimination game between Riverton and Cherokee. The winner advances to face Pittsburgh in the championship. A big first inning for Riverton. Easton Adler gets things started, knocks it through the gap. Mason Kinsley and Braden Ogle score. Then, Levi Kinsley with an RBI single. That brings Adler home. The same inning, Adler back at the plate. He hits a chopper that scores 2 more. Riverton up 9-0 after the first. And into the second now, Braden Ogle gets a base hit. Mason Kinsley scores to make it 13-3. Riverton wins this one comfortably, 21-6. The Cardinals hit the road for an important 3-game series against the Reds. They are neck and neck in the division standings, but the Reds are leading the regular season series 6-4. In the opener tonight, Cincinnati takes a late lead and goes on to win this one 6-5. Paul Goldschmidt launches a 448-foot homer. Harrison Bader also with a solo shot. The Royals also begin a division series tonight hosting the Tigers. Ryan O'Hearn puts Kansas City out in front with a 3-run jack in the 4th. The Royals hang on to the lead, winning 5-3.
We take time now to honor a local veteran. Wynton Kelsey served in the U.S. Navy in 1945 to 46. The Minden Mines, Missouri native was stationed in the Pacific. We salute Seaman First Class Wynton Kelsey, a 4-state hero. Well, I scream, you scream. I don't hear anybody screaming, but we all scream for ice cream. Vanilla ice cream, that is. Today is National Vanilla Ice Cream Day, so grab a spoon or cone and indulge in a scoop or two. While vanilla might sound, well, vanilla, think again. Vanilla bean, French vanilla, Neapolitan, and dozens of other flavors just wouldn't be the same without the traditional treat. You can dress it up with sprinkles, top it with hot fudge, or add it to a milkshake. So just remember, there is nothing vanilla about vanilla ice cream. That is something that would be really good over the next few days, but it may not last long if you're outdoors.
It's true. I love vanilla ice cream.
It is pretty darn good.
It's my favorite.
It's delicious ice cream.
Yeah, do whatever you can to keep yourself cool over the next few days because it's going to get hot. 94 tomorrow. Heat indices about 100 to 105 each and every day, and you can see no relief anytime soon.
Summertime is here. Danny, final check of sports.
Kansas Little League state championship game is tomorrow. It's going to be Pittsburgh and Riverton.
All right, guys, thank you so much. That's our time for now. Remember, we're always on with the KOAM News Now app and, of course, at KOAMNewsNow.com. And thanks for making us part of your night.